Jon Heyman. He is our SNY MLB insider, also one of the key faces of SI, their baseball coverage, SI.com. He's joining us from down in Miami. Jon, how did you find out about this, and were you as shocked as Dan was and Jon was and I was to find out about this?
I was a little shocked this morning. There's no question about it. I knew that he was in trouble Friday. We were on the air discussing it Friday. There was no question about that. I felt once he got through the weekend, though, Omar had been telling some of his friends that he was going to give him a few more days and keep monitoring things. That did not turn out to be the case. So I was surprised that it came after a victory in the middle of the night. It kind of reminded me of the Irsays leaving Baltimore with the Colts. Middle of the night, just not a good thing. And as everybody there has said, it's turned Willie Randolph into a martyr. And here's a guy who is not a popular manager, popular player with the Yankees, not a popular manager lately, and now he is a martyr.
Well, I'm reading all sorts of columns today, as I'm sure we all are. Mike Vaccaro wrote a scathing column in the Post. Kenny Rosenthal, FoxSports.com, wrote a scathing article about the way this was handled. Give me some thoughts on the way it was handled. And listen, the Wilpons are very smart people. Omar is a smart guy. There had to be something else to this, Jon, as I look at this, to think of the reason that it went down the way it did.
Well, it was bungled. I know they're smart, but this was not a smart thing to do. This was not the timing. They can say that there was no time that would have been good, but you know what? There was no time that would have been worse than this. This was the absolute worst time to do it in the middle of the night. You start to wonder, well, are they thinking we got to do it on the road, and in the middle of the night maybe no one will know about it, or there won't be as much coverage or something like that. But it just didn't. It looked inhumane the way they did it, and certainly bizarre. And I think they had it in their minds as of Friday that he was likely to be fired. And I don't know why they waited for more victories. I don't know why Omar Minaya sat there in the dugout with us after the reports had come out and it was clear that Willie Randolph was in trouble. Why he would sit there and tell us Willie has the support of myself and he has the support of ownership when, they win 3 out of 4 and now the support's gone somehow. So I don't know. They obviously made some mistakes. That mistake is right in front of us. So I'm not going to give them too much credit. I think they just bungled it badly.
Same question to you, Jon, that I asked the guys up here. Do you think Willie had any inkling, any indication? Listen, he knows everything that's going on around him. He's a New York guy, understands everything that is swirled. Do you think he had indications or any guarantees when he got on the bus and on the airplane Sunday night to go to Anaheim that he'd be around for any length of time whatsoever?
Right. Well, Willie's a sharp guy, so he knew something was going on. He read the reports. He saw Omar's comments. Not all of them were, we his full support. Some of them were a little bit sketchier. From what I've heard, Willie was concerned. And before he boarded the bus to go to the airport in New York, I heard that he went up to Omar Minaya and said, look, Omar, what's going on here? Am I okay to go? I mean, is there any way I'm going to be fired in the next day or two, or can I go? And Omar reassured him and said, go ahead, don't worry. You're not going to be fired. And then from what I hear, Willie Randolph then got on the bus, thought some more about it. He has good instincts, got off the bus, and then came back to Omar and said, are you sure about this? I just don't have a good feeling. Let me know. Just tell me whether I'm going to make it. And Omar Minaya, again, reassured him. So, I think Willie Randolph knew that something was up, but I think once he was reassured, he felt that he would get the road trip, which is what Omar was telling his other friends, that he was going to give him the road trip.